Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hey, how are you? Welcome to another episode. So, today I want to talk about competency and confidence, how the two are intertwined and whether we should be leaning more towards one or the other. Reason for talking about this, 2 reasons. It came up recently in the episode that I recorded with Charmaine Green-Forde, the one where it says, we said what we said. You know that episode. She was on a previous episode to that, and it was called Who Gon Check You Boo. Charmaine is always a good time. Outside of all this that we do, we have become good friends from across the pond. But she said something in the episode, we said what we said, and it was that she doesn't like the concept of confidence. She doesn't like that people have to focus on confidence when they actually should focus on competency. And if you keep focusing on confidence, it actually won't work, or it's harder to become confident. Like, it's easy to say to someone, oh, just become more confident, when actually one of the steps to get there might be you need to become more competent, because you will feel better about yourself when you're competent in your skill set. And I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into that and expand on it, because so many of my listeners, so many of my clients always talk about the fact that they lack confidence and they struggle to sell their value or sell their skills, and they struggle to believe in everything they bring to the table, and they struggle to negotiate because they just don't feel confident. Sometimes it's because they've been in a toxic work environment and it's knocked their confidence, and they just don't feel that good about what they do. And because of it, they lack confidence or they struggle with it. And they come to me and they ask me, can I help them with their confidence? And when Charmaine talked about competency, it really resonated with me, because one of the best ways, if I'm honest, to do better in your career, to earn more money in your career, and to feel more confident so you can do those things is competency. For anyone who's not sure about what I'm talking about, competency, what are you good at? I'm personally confident in a lot of things because I know I can do them well. And that's what competency is. Like, the reason I'm so confident at being a problem solver is because time and time again, I've proved that I can do it. I am competent. That skill set, 10/10. I am super competent, because when it comes to figuring out a problem and solving it, I'm going to make that happen. I'm very good at building relationships with everyone within a company, whether that's someone at entry level or someone at like senior VP level. So again, my confidence comes from my competency. A lot of you who have been listening for a long time know I've spoken about this before. I didn't grow up as the confident person that you see today. Like, I didn't grow up with all this confidence. I still lack confidence in certain areas. Not that much, but it's like in some areas it's like 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. But my confidence, I genuinely believe when people see my confidence in, when I talk about careers, when I talk about recruitment, when I talk about human resources, they then mistake me for an extrovert. I am often mistaken for being extroverted all the time. Why? Because when I talk about the things that I am competent at, the things that I am good at, I talk about them with passion because I know what I'm talking about. I'm only this confident talking about these things because I've proven them over and over again. When I'm showing up on social media and saying, I can help someone get 30 or 40k pay rise, it's because I've done it repeatedly. I'm supporting people one-on-one, I'm supporting people in my program, and they're achieving these goals. So I'm competent, and that's what has raised my confidence. When I first showed up online to help people, all I was doing was helping with interview prep and helping with CVs. That's what I was doing. And I shouldn't say all, because That was adding a lot of value to people that weren't great at CVs, people that wanted to change industry but couldn't book interviews. I was helping them do that. I was then helping them smash their interviews so they could get the offers. And slowly but surely, the more I was coaching people, the more confident they were getting, the more money they were getting. Not only were they getting more money, but they were now changing industries really easy. They were going into management level when they weren't even in management level in the industry they'd been in for 10 years. Why? Because of my competence. So what I want to ask you guys is, what are you competent at? Figure out what you're good at. You know that saying, jack of all trades, master of none. And I know there's more to that saying, but let's stick with that part. Jack of all trades, master of none. Have you mastered something yet? A lot of the time, we lack confidence because you're trying to do everything. You're trying to be good at all the things. You're like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be good at this. Who said? Who said you're supposed to be good at all the things? There are so many things that I'm not necessarily great at. You know, like Excel. I'm good at it. I'm decent at it. I'm not advanced. I ain't about to do all these sophisticated pivot tables. I can do a couple formulas. I can throw a couple formulas in there, create a couple little tables and stuff. But all that advanced maths I see people doing with Excel, absolutely not. Got no idea. I can do the basics with a computer. I'm pretty good. I can work my way around. I can use a good database, a good CRM. Anything outside of that? Absolutely not. Cybersecurity, any kind of coding? I have no clue. But I'm not going to put myself down about it or worry about it. I don't need to master every single skill set. I just need to master the ones I have. I need to nurture them. I need to grow them because they're the ones I'm going to go and get paid for. And it's the same with you. If you are currently lacking confidence, it's because you haven't decided what you're an expert in. You haven't figured out yet what you're a master at. What are you good at? And are you actually great at it, but you're not paying enough attention to it because you're worrying about what you cannot do? If you've listened to my episode, Confidence and Coins, and you should, go and listen to it again if you have not. Your money will go up when your confidence goes up, but your confidence will only go up when your competency goes up. And thank you, Charmaine, for this concept, because I think it is such a great concept. What are you working on to become a master, an expert? If you want to have something to sell in the workplace, if you want to have something to sell in the job market, you have to know what that thing is and you have to know what the value of that thing is worth. Which one of your skill sets are you leaning on the most to deliver at work? Because that is what you need to focus on. Not what you can't do. Stop. Let's take the stuff you can't do. Let's take it off the table. I am not saying that you shouldn't be working on getting better at things, improving your skill set so that you can be great at those things in the future. What I'm talking about is, what are you good at right now, today, in this moment? You're listening to this podcast. Do you know what you're good at? And if you've been on this earth 20, 30, 40, 50 years and you can't tell me one thing that you're really good at, that's the problem and that's where you need to start. Because girl, I am telling you, you are great at something. No one's employing you just for a charity. You're not a charity case. You're employed because you're great at something. If you're not currently employed, but you've previously been employed, it's because you were good at something. It's because you were great at something. If you've been made redundant, if you've lost your job, if you've been sacked because you wasn't good at something, then you need to be looking at something else. You might not have been good at that thing, but there's probably 10 other things that you are good at. But you're so focused on the thing you weren't good at, you're letting that run your confidence. You're letting that speak for you. If you are someone who has tried to work on their confidence and you have tried affirmations and they're not, maybe you don't feel like they're working. I believe they do work, but if for now you're not feeling like the affirmations are working, you're not feeling like the journaling's working, you're not feeling like the acting as if, and you know I talk about this a lot, act as if you are confident. As in, if you were confident right now, what would you do differently? Just one thing. What one thing would you do differently? Go and do it. Because sometimes you need to act as if to become. You're not just going to wake up one morning and have the confidence to go and do that thing. So if you know, if I had more confidence, I would go and do this, go and do it. I'm not telling you to go and do all 10 things on your list, but at least go and do one of them. Get the outcome, get the result, and I promise you that it usually helps build your confidence even 5%. Who remembers when they got in a car for the first time to learn to drive and how rubbish you were? I don't care who you are, you was rubbish. Especially if you drive a stick. You know what I'm talking about, manual for us UK people. If you drive manual, you know how hard that is. My daughter is currently learning. And she was like, "No, this is ridiculous. There's too many things to remember. And my legs hurt because, that lifting up, down for 2 hours." And I'm like, "Babes, remember all them times when I've been in traffic to take you somewhere or to take us somewhere? That's what I'd be talking about. I don't enjoy the driving. But I'm good at it. Why? Because I've become competent over the years. I've practiced and practiced and practiced and got really good at that skill." You can become good at anything, but right now you're already good at something. Right now, there's something you've done for years. There's something you have done for months and you've practiced repeatedly and you've gotten really good at it. Why are you not selling that? Why is that not your focus? So if, like I said, you've tried all these things, because I got a little bit off track there, and they haven't helped with your confidence, I want you to focus on your skill set. I say this all the time. What 3 things are you really good at? And if you can't think of 3, think of 2. And if you can't think of 2, think of 1. And if you can't think of 1, that's where the problem lies. We need to go back to the drawing board and look at yourself. What has made you feel like you don't have even one thing that you're good at? If you're a mum and you're good at that, that's your thing. That could be your one thing. Start there. Sometimes we need to start somewhere rather than trying to start everywhere. When your brain won't allow you to think about what you're good at work, think about what you're good at in your personal life. When your brain won't allow you to think about what you're good at in your personal life, think about what you are good at when you are dealing with strangers or people you don't know. Are you good at making people feel comfortable? Like I've always noticed with my daughter, she's really good, whether people are really outgoing or really shy, she's really good at making other people feel confident. And because of that, her friendship group is so diverse because she's so good at making people feel comfortable. Start somewhere, but at least start. What is one thing you are good at? I have really worked on defining my strengths. And whenever I work with people in my coaching program, Create Your Own Lane, that is one of the first things we do. We work on defining what are their strengths and understanding their limitations as well. Understanding that your limitations don't define you. What are your strengths? Because those are what help you add value to your job. Those are what help you add value as a parent, as a wife, as a husband, in a relationship, in a friendship. What are you good at? What are your strengths? Whatever you're good at right now, you can get great at. And the more competent you become at that thing, the more confident you will naturally become. Why do you think I can show up here every week and talk on this podcast? I can interview people and feel comfortable. People that I'm sometimes so in awe of, so impressed by. Like, I just think they're amazing. So inspired by, so motivated by. But I can still show up and interview them, even as an introvert. Even with my little introverted self, I can still show up and interview them about careers. Why? Because this is something I'm competent in. I'm not talking about something I don't know about. I'm not talking about something I haven't helped hundreds of people with. I'm talking about something I know deep in my heart, in my soul. This is my talent. I understand that not everyone can look at a CV, look at a job description and figure it all out and make it so that someone else can get shortlisted. I realize that that is a talent that I've been given, that I am able to use, that I'm able to use in my career and get paid for. I'm able to use in my personal life, and give friends the little freebie, the little, friends discount sometimes. Not all the time. You don't need to pay me full price. Anyway, like I was saying, I have worked out what I am good at and I've focused it on it. And then I have worked over time to get great at it. I was good at careers 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I am great at it now. I'm going to be exceptional at it in the future because the only way is up, because I am so focused on being great at this one thing. To the point, I'm going to share with you guys, anyone listening, I decided to do another coaching certificate. It's not like a qualification. Well, it is a qualification. It's a certification. I decided to do another one. I've got a life coaching certification, but I decided to do another one. Why? Not because I think you need a degree, a qualification to prove that you are good at anything. And you know this. Go and listen to any of my episodes. You do not need any more degrees. You do not need to collect them. But if you want to, you should. I want to, because the person I'm going to be learning from, I think she is an exceptional coach. I'm going to have to take an exam at the end of it, guys. At these big ages, me going and taking an exam, what is this life? But I want to do it because I want to be even better than I already am. I already think I'm great at what I do. I think I'm a great coach. I think I'm great at helping people with their confidence, with their careers, with their money. Like, I think I'm great at that. I want to become exceptional. And I think I'm at a level now where the only way to become exceptional is to be around other people that I believe are exceptional. And you guys know I tell you this all the time. Remember the source. What is the source? Who are you looking at as someone that can help you with your confidence? Who are you looking at? Because sometimes these people that are telling you, oh, well, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that, they're not even confident themselves. They can't direct their own life, but they're directing you. You need to pay attention to the source. I want to learn in this container and in this course that I've gone for because the people in it, I view them as exceptional. And I want to become exceptional because I already think I'm great. Can you say that? And that is not cocky and that is not bragging. When you say you are great, you are not bragging and you are not cocky. And people might see it as bragging a little bit, but it's not negative. Sometimes we talk about bragging in a negative way. You are just speaking facts. I am talking facts. Not being able to say you're great at something is actually an insecurity. And something in you is telling you that it's not okay for you to shine. And my truth is, it's okay for me to be great at something and it's okay for someone else to be even better than me or someone else to be as good as me or someone else to be great at something that I'm not great at. Like if there's someone in your life that is great at something that you wish you were great at, don't feel like because they talk about the thing they're good at that they're bragging. They should never have to dim their light to make you feel comfortable. You should never have to dim your light to make anyone else feel comfortable. The truth is we should all be pushing each other to shine. You should be shouting from the rooftops what you're great at and encouraging your people, your friend group, your family to shout about what they're great at. You know, I always talk about leading. You got to go first sometimes. So if you want to grow your confidence, if you want to feel better when you go for interviews, when you negotiate bigger salaries, it starts with your competence. For me, it is never competency versus confidence or competency over confidence. It's competency will equal your confidence. If when you show up at work, you don't feel like, oh, you can ask for that 10K pay rise. How competent are you at your job? How good are you at your job? What wins have you helped your company achieve? Whether you're in HR, whether you're in sales, whether you're in the tech team, whatever your role is, whether you're a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, like I don't care what you do. I don't care if you run your own business. What I want you to understand is what are you competent at? Because that is where your confidence is rooted. Your confidence is rooted in knowing what you're great at and being able to then go ahead and talk about that. And I promise you, you will get more comfortable talking about that skill set and negotiating the money that you deserve for that skill set when you believe that you are great at it or you are competent at it. So again, if you're struggling with your confidence right now, I want you to start focusing on your competence. Yeah? What are you competent at work? What can you become more competent at? What do you know your boss is going to come to you for help with? What do you know your colleague is going to come to you for help with? What are you just constantly doing that you take for granted, but other people are always so thankful when you do it? That's something that you're really competent at. Could that be something that you could be selling in a side hustle? Could it be something that you could be using to build a business? Could it be something to use to build your career in this corporate world and make some real money? The only reason I was able to negotiate full-time money for part-time hours, the only reason I've been able to get to director level without a degree is because of my competency. I am competent in what I do and I can let you know how I have helped you. I can let a company know what wins I've brought to the table, what changes I've made, what improvements I've brought, what team members I've upskilled, what training I've delivered. I can tell them how much money I've made them, how much money I've saved them. I can tell them all these things. I can tell them how I add value through understanding what I am good at. Being competent in something, being good at something will elevate your confidence 10 times if that's where you focus. So yes, affirmations, love them, do them. They're amazing. Act as if, 100% do it. It's amazing. But focus. What are you competent at? Competency versus confidence. I think they're the same thing. I think they live in the same arena. I think your competency will feed your confidence. Your competency will feed your self-belief. Your competency is going to put that extra 60K in your pocket, that extra 90,000, whatever it is that you're aiming for. Competency. Go from good to great to exceptional. But do it by focusing on your strengths. Stop worrying about what you can't do and worry about what you can do. What you can't do is none of your damn business. And I'm going to leave it there. If you have questions, reach out. If you like this episode, let me know. Write a review. Share it with someone who could really do with this motivation and this understanding of how your competency feeds your confidence. If you want to work with me, you already know what to do. Book a call with me. Let's chat. Let's see if we're a good fit. And keep listening to the podcast episodes. I do this to help you guys. I promise you, if you listen to enough of these episodes, they are the cheat code. I got clients out here getting 56% pay rises just from listening to my podcast. I got people changing industry, not clients, sorry, I should have said listeners. I got listeners changing industry and getting pay rises in a new industry that they've never worked in, just from utilizing everything in this podcast. This podcast is basically a mini course. And you should be using this course to your advantage because it's going to help you with your competency, which in turn is going to help you with your confidence. I'm going to leave it there, guys. And I will speak to you in the next episode. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening and see you next time.